it plagued the ancient world. The Arthashastra, an Indian political treatise that dates back to the 3rd century BCE, lists 40 types of embezzlement alone. So, what exactly is corruption, and what can we do to combat it? Corruption is often defined as a misuse of a position of power for personal gain. For example, this could be a city clerk accepting bribes in exchange for issuing permits, or a mayor appointing a campaign donor to an influential position. But corruption isn't limited to the political sphere. It can happen in schools, sports, businesses, or religious institutions. Corruption like this causes people to lose faith in government and can deplete much-needed resources. The more taxpayer money that goes into people's pockets, the less there is to spend on services that benefit the community, like repairing roads, building schools, or providing health care. So, how can we prevent corruption? While it's important that laws set a high price for corrupt behavior, punishment is only one piece of the puzzle. Transparency in terms of budget and paper trails, and support for freedom of the press are hugely important. By using our civic voices, we can fight back to ensure that tax dollars don't line pockets, but instead benefit everyone.
Hello everyone, this is our topic, the corruption case of the former president of Brazil. This is our group member, Chen Siyuan, Liu Zihan, Song Xuhao, Jiang Jianing, Jiang Dingshuo. This is our table of contents. Let's introduce our topic. Introduction. Corruption is a concern that undermines national development of social justice. It erodes public resource and undermines people's trust in government. The corruption case of the former president of Brazil as the most high-profile corruption scandal in recent years not only exposed the deep collusion between power and money, but also highlighted the heavy blow of institutional corruption to the country's politics and economy.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Liu Zihan. Now, I'd like to share with you something about the detailed background. Initially, Lula, during his presidency, was accused of benefiting from a corruption scheme involving Petrobras. Construction companies such as OAS and Odebrecht allegedly paid bribes to secure lucrative contracts with Petrobras, with part of the funds funneled to politicians and the Workers' Party. For some specific accusations, on the one hand, Lula allegedly received renovations for a beachfront apartment. Meanwhile, he was accused of orchestrating the flow of illicit funds to his party to finance campaigns. Finally, in 2017, Lula was convicted of corruption and money laundering and sentenced to 9.5 years in prison. He began serving his sentence in 2018 but maintained his innocence, claiming the charges were politically motivated. Then for the Dilma Rousseff, actually she was not directly implicated in receiving bribes, but she chaired Petrobras board during Lula's presidency, raising questions about her oversight. Her main legal challenge came in 2016, when she faced impeachment over alleged official misconduct. When it comes to the impeachment details, there will be three main points. Initially, Rousseff was accused of illegally imputing government budgets by taking unauthorized loans from state banks to conceal fiscal deficits. What's more, opponents claim she used this practice to bolster her administration's image and secure re-election. Then her supporters argued the impeachment was a politically motivated soft cop. For the end, in August 2016, the Senate voted 6-1 to 20 to impeach her, removing her from office. Finally, what impressed me most was the Operation Car Wash, which launched in 2014. Operation Car Wash began as an investigation into a money laundering scheme at a gas station. It quickly expanded to uncover systemic corruption involving Petrobras contractors and politicians. In more detail, Petrobras executives inflated contracts and received kickbacks from construction firms, and these funds were used for personal gain or channeled to political campaigns, particularly those of the Workers' Party. It is worth noting that the scope of time design is very wide. Major companies like Odebrecht and OAS, along with hundreds of politicians, were implicated. It became the largest corruption probe in Brazil's history, exposing a network of corruption across Latin America.
Today, I'd like to discuss the key factors driving corruption in Brazil. First, the weak institutional oversight allowed corruption to flourish due to a lack of accountability and transparency, especially in public contracts and large projects. Second, culture and historical practices like nepotism have normalized unethical behavior in politics over decades. Third, economic inequality concentrates wealth and poverty, creating opportunities for public officials to exploit the system. Finally, the high cost of political campaigns forces many to seek alleged funding, perpetuating a cycle of corruption and favors.
Okay, the third part is relevant offense and laws. Today, we reflect on the corruption cases involving longtime President Lula and Dilma Rousseff of Brazil. Lula was convicted of bribery, money washing, and criminal gain. Though his convictions were annulled in 2021, researching questions about judiciary. Dilma will not directly involved in corruption, was impeached in 2013 over fiscal mismanagement during her presidency.
The devastating impact of corruption in Brazil. For individuals, corruption weakens trust in government and deprives citizens of essential public services, worsening inequality. For organizations, particularly in industry like construction, many have reputational damage leading to job losses. On the national level, while the scandal has support reforms, it has also deepened political polarization and public distrust in traditional institutions. This case shows the far-reaching harm corruption can cause, reinforcing the need for transparency and accountability.
Okay, the next part is measures. This case underscores the need for key reforms, an independent judiciary, stronger anti-corruption laws, greater clarity and protection for whistleblowers, promoting common responsibility and ensure fair elections are also vital. These reforms can restore public trust and combat corruption, creating a more accountable and fair system for Brazil's future.
Let me introduce the lessons and the conclusions. There are 4 lessons. The first is examine the inextricable tie between politics and economics. The second is the significance of judicial independence. The third is embracing media transparency. The fourth is the transformation of the political culture. Okay. The conclusion: through the case study of Brazil, we are confronted with multifaceted nature of the anti-corruption battle. These events have both highlighted the resolve to combat corruption and deepened societal reflex, highlighting the intricate balance that must be struck in the pursuit of a just and incredible society. Thank you for your watch.